welcome all of you to this Sunday webinar of Philosophy Family. First of all, I would like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas, and I also wish a very, very Happy New Year ahead 2023. Well, this is the last webinar of this year 2022, and this year has brought a lot of good things to philosophy and philosophy family. And we also look forward to have a very good year for philosophy family. With these words, let me introduce the speakers. We have with us Professor D. Pramod, sir, from Malaridi University. He is the Dean Research and Development Wing of that university. He will be speaking on the business avenues after COVID-19 and the impact on human life. But again, there is a COVID scare these days. Let's see how it goes. Well, in the first session, Professor D. Pramod will be speaking on this issue. And well, in the second session, we have with us Professor Hamidullah Maraji, sir. There is no need to introduce him because he has talked more than 5-6 times in philosophy family. He's a known figure in philosophy family. So he'll be speaking on feminism and women, and it's really a good issue to debate and talk on. And I also welcome Professor Hamidullah, sir, for delivering this lecture. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. And no issue. Okay. I'm just completing. Okay, so well, without wasting much time, as the admin says, there is no need to introduce. So directly, let's move to the Pramod sir and for the talk. Welcome, sir. Namaskar, everybody. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Yes. Just wait. I'm starting. Good evening to all the members. I'm going to speak on a business avenues after COVID-19 pandemic and the impact on human life. See, all efforts are for soul, and whatever the activities we are doing only for the sole purpose. COVID-19 has shattered the whole world. Lockdown has improved, but other effects are horrified. People during the COVID period, people were dying. There was hunger, there's unemployment, employment problem, migrational problem, hospital problem, economy problem, schools, panic, and traditions. Now, COVID-19 enlightened the people, looking for simple life and high thinking. That's what people realize after the COVID-19. COVID-19 exposed the system. Everything, whatever happens, we realize after the effects itself. Crises or disasters may come from any angle. That's what I'm going to discuss. Many areas need to be improved. This COVID has told us not only the coronavirus, there are other things also might come. So we should concentrate on those things. They generate the business activities also. Now, the business avenues need welfare of the society. Hindu traditions, disasters, epidemic diseases, cleanliness, isolation, social distance, pollution, explosions, emergency services, sanitations, public parks, beautification of cities, playgrounds, storage places, biodiversity parks, marketplaces, old premises, cremation grounds, regeneration of earth, killing of animals, slaughterhouses. These are the areas we are going to discuss. There is a possibility that a virus may come from any angles. So this will improve the business activities. Yeah. See, emergency service. India is a very big country, and we require a lot of emergency services. And emergency services play a major role. We need a service of 24/7. We have, but they're insufficient for huge population of Indian population. Manpower of sanitation of labors, we don't have it. We require manpower of first aid doctors and nurses. Invigilation of officers to migrate the crisis. Private transport and airlifting companies. Private rapid action force are needed. Food and cloth suppliers cook, essential items, psychological counselors to support them in the distress conditions. One can work with the government or public-private parties to construct the few buildings and ashrams at regular vulnerable places. Because we are emergency services, anything happens, we are unable to sustain them, we are unable to cooperate them, and after the effects will be very huge. And counselors also required to support them, to help them. This is one of the areas one can think of doing a business. Now, yeah. Hospitals. In Indian hospitals, look at the conditions. Needs a strong healthcare system in India. WHO says that one doctor for 1,000 people, but India has one doctor for 1,445. It looks good, but the availability and affordability is need more hospitals, doctors, and staff. USA spends 17% of GDP, whereas India spends 1.28% of GDP towards healthcare. So still a lot of things we have to do it. Government is hospital decaying. You can see all the hospital, Hyderabad and other places, government decaying it. What is the reason for that? The problem is a cumbersome process, no basic amenities, cleanliness, restrooms, hospitality. And look at some of the photos I enclose it. Look at the condition of the hospitals. Who are responsible for that? We are responsible. Government is not responsible. We are responsible. We have to maintain them. Whereas private hospitals are flourishing. Excellent facilities, good hospitality, difficult to get out. There's one problem. Hospitals are very good. Anything happens in the crisis, we may not get data. Data may be hidden. So government hospitals also equally responsible. You have to maintain them properly. And business avenues, healthcare system, healthcare staff members, first aid docs required, first aid clinics, hospitals, reasonable rates, and a good hospitality. They're flourishing because reasonable rate. Good hospitality is there. And India is developed Ayurvedic clinics, factories. And India is very good for the Ayurvedic system. We have to develop them. India is well known Ayurvedic medicines. Lot of employment, business avenues. But if the person who controls Ayurvedic, one controls the hospital properly, the lot of avenues are available in India. This is one of the areas one can think of. Now, agriculture and storage places. We have seen in the COVID and 2 years, we see a lot of problems. Crops are damaged and there are no people and there are no storage places and rates are very high. Whatever the crops and vegetable are grown, they could not be supplied to cities. Agriculture sector is the backbone of Indian economy. In lockdown, storing, selling, transporting and exporting are badly hit. Crisis and price rises. Farmers depend on rains, cost, labors, fertilizers, seeds, borewell, storage, transport facilities. Business avenues. Construct a cold storage centers at each village. Because villages are the very well, their agriculture products are there are no cold storages. The person, the student, those who are well people, rich people can construct cold storage, business areas and can be used for the agriculture purpose. Construct a floor-wise if shortage of space. Operate on a rental or lease basis through private parties. Crops do not get damaged. Suicide do not take place. Okay, suicide do not take place. Now, offices. No, offices, companies, and industries. During the lockdown, shutdown occurred during the lockdown period because people are not going to the companies and manufacturers become shut down completely and still people are facing, a lot of companies have shut down. Authorities must recruit 25 to 30% of residential staff. Even something happens, the staff who are staying nearby, they can operate, they can manufacture the industries. So industry will not be shut down. And others may work from the online. Visit the office on alternate days so that industries will not be shut down. Business avenues. Construct staff quarters in nearby areas. Now, shelter for street people. This is what I have seen when I was in Ahmedabad for my talk in Gujarat University. I realized, look at the bad condition of the people, those are living on the roadside. Is it our country? A lot of people appreciate India for culture, but looking at the condition, they are very bad. Actually. Most people below the poverty line, laborers, migrating, street people living in the slums. And on roads, during the peak winter and summer, pathetic conditions. During pandemic, natural calamities, nowhere to go. You can see the ladies will deliver the babies there only. Who are responsible for this? Who are responsible for this? We are responsible. And this has to be done properly, systematically. Business avenues. Try to construct the shelters at every 5 kilometers in the cities. Every 5 kilometers, try to construct shelters. You give on a rental basis for them. One or two in the rural areas with the basic amenities, hygienic facilities. Neat and clean when they go as a maid servant. Because all these laborers, they go to the maid servant. Houses are very good past condition, but the laborers are coming from the poor areas. How much infection they have it, how much disease they have it, we don't bother at all. We want the maid servant clean the house and our house is good. How much infection she has caused in the house, we're not bothering that. So try to improve their facilities first actually. That's also equally important for the government, NGO organization to do for their development. Neat and clean when they go as a maid servant houses. It avoids the clumsy environment on the roadside. Construct one school for them. Children will be safe, especially girls. You see, most of the crime rates are going on to the labor classes itself. They're not educated and they don't have much of the money. So they are misusing by the other people. It should be on rental basis. Each family can stay 2 or 3 years. Don't give the permanent basis for them. Let them stay only 2 to 3 years. Otherwise, they'll be the permanent people. We don't want them. We'll give shelter for 2 to 3 years. Let them manage. They can go different places. Temporary accommodation. The country is set to be developed. Now, another major area which our whole India is facing now, we have the shortage of land at become. Cities have become a crowded. All multi-story buildings have come. There are no public places. There are no parks. There are no playgrounds. Not only students, not only children, but even senior citizens who have the two BHK flat, 3 BHK flat. They are clubbed in the house. They are clubbed in the flat. They can't go somewhere. Playgrounds are as important as schools. School educate the mind. School educate the mind. Playgrounds energize the body. So intelligent mind with a distorted body is a useless. And the converse is also true. Playgrounds are safe places for children rather than playing on the road. You must have seen that there's no playgrounds. People are playing before the flats and accidents are taking place and deaths are occurring and neighborings are disturbed actually. And decaying. Lands and plots are being sold. No recreation places for exercise and yoga. Public parks and libraries are decaying. We don't find libraries. Nobody's going to libraries. No public parks. Children compelled to play on the main roads leads to complications with neighbors, prone to accidents. People and senior citizens need recreation centers in the open area. Now, public parks and playgrounds play major role. Business avenues. If you have plots and lands, make parks. If you have plots and lands, make playgrounds and libraries. Appoint coaches. Charge them from users on monthly basis. This is a very good business. People can think about that actually. Benefits. What are the benefits? Free from the school stress. A boy or girl, they come from the school. If they spend some half an hour, 40 minutes outside, they'll become fresh. That's what we are doing in my younger period, childhood. But now, because of stress, they're going at morning 8 o'clock, coming at evening 8 o'clock. Where is the time for the playground for them? No accidents and no life threat. Recreations to all, especially to senior citizens, are equally important. Serving the society means citizens will be healthy and wealthy. Generate the jobs and revenue. You have a land, you give a playground, 5, 6 employees, employment will take place, one person will be earning also. It's a business for them. Generate the jobs and revenue. If government construct, they should hand over to public and private parties. Now, parks and libraries may be handed over to private parties on lease basis, generate the employment. Playgrounds. Playgrounds are important, as I said, intelligent mind with a distorted body is useless, and the converse also true. Playgrounds are safe places for children rather than playing on roads. And sports colleges. We don't have much of the sports college. We are talking about engineering college, other colleges, but we are not giving importance to playgrounds at all. Rural and urban places need a playground a distance of 1 kilometer is the most important. And China and Japan, small country, China is a big country, of course, they are doing much in sports, but we are not doing much. One sports college in every district, they can construct it. Public and private sectors should come together for business in constructing the sports centers and sports colleges. Generate the competition among the children from rural areas to national levels. We have seen that people are playing on the grounds with the two stumps, 2 sticks on the stones, playing the cricket. Why can't you supply small sticks, small wickets and bats? Is not our duty to them? Every school needs a PT teacher. How many schools are there? How many PT teachers are there? So if you start giving the playing condition to them, the same teachers after completing graduation, they'll be appointed. So many schools, with billions of schools we have it. Each school needs a PT teacher. generate the employment. People will be healthy. Patients will be less in hospitals. Most of the people we become sick because we are not playing, we are not going outside. Reduce the house expenditure also. If you are spending, doing exercise every automatically your income is generated, reduce the expenditure also. We're talking about the virus, the corona period, and look at the conditions, how our markets are placed. Of course, I'm also Indian, and it's very difficult to implement all this, but slowly time will do it and time will solve them. Marketplace are high density, uncleaned areas, unhygienic, unplanned, legal issues, infections. Need strict rules. Not this marketplaces should not be the residential areas. You must have seen like Calcutta and Bangalore and Delhi. Almost all the roadside houses are being converted into shops. Okay, front side. What about the back side people? So much inconvenience for them. Parents don't have a time to go outside. So much crowded, so much thefts are going on. No commercial activities on roadside buildings. Inconvenient to neighbors. Inconvenient to senior citizens and children. Proper town planning, do not convert houses into shops on the roadsides. Impose new rules and heavy fine. Business awareness. And start the malls. Of course, malls concept have come in India, they are doing very well. Make shopping complex at one place. So this will generate the employment. People have the different ideas now, they can implement. So if you try to remove the clumsy areas, the marketplace is neat and clean, in future, any virus will not be there. Now, liquor shops, another great threat for the country. Not a decent business. Of course, I don't say this word, but I can say my personal opinion. Not in residential areas. It should not in the residential areas. Not in the near educational institutions. Can't we have the prohibition states like Gujarat? Is it necessary that liquor shops near the school? A school needs three things: a society and good school, as well as the good parents also. My school is good, my parents are not good, society is not good. I can't expect that my child will be successful. Good citizen needs good parents, good schools, hygienic and value-based society is also equally important. Uneducated people means uneducated people means no moral values, unhealthy population, burden for the country. A country can be destroyed provided you spoil the education system. But education system is developed, automatic country will be rich. And business avenues. Educate the society. I think some sound is coming from other side, please.
Krishnamurthy sir, please mute yourself, sir. Sir, you are unmuted. Yes. Carry on, sir.
Business avenues. First, we have to educate the society. I was giving a talk, my vice chancellor telling, Dr. Pramod, time has come. It is our duty to educate the parents, actually. We are compelling everything on students. Now time has come, we have to educate the parents also. Educate the society. Conduct the street plays. I think Narayan sir knows that how many street plays are going on previously. Now we don't find the street plays actually. Highlight the side effects of liquor to health issues, students and ladies. Now, sanitation and public toilets, another problem in India. I was in Oman. One lady was speaking to me. India is very good, but she said one word. It pinches me. It hurt me a lot. That it is very bad, filthy conditions. Now, major concern is the cleanliness, sanitation, lack of toilet facilities. But the fortune of this government has given a concept of Swachh Bharat. They constructed the toilets on the main roads, but still they are not maintained properly. Government cannot do it. It's the local areas, local people who are staying in that area, they are responsible for to maintain it actually. There are awful conditions, unhygienic places. Okay, what are them? Bus stands. You see the bus stands. My question is the way we are maintaining the airport, why can't we maintain the bus stands? Don't have a knowledge here? Are we sufficient of funds? Are we incapable of doing this one? Why can't we maintain the bus stands? Railway stations, government hospitals, office, schools. Another area is spitting and urinating places. If you go to foreign countries, then you cannot urinate anywhere on the roads. You'll be put on a fine. And we follow when you go to foreign very systematically. But when you come back to India, as soon as you land in the airport, all the baggage will be opened through on the main roads. Now, time has come, we have to change our mindset actually. Indians have bad habits, it's not in the foreign countries. Lack of neat toilets in India. Now, I'm a house, my house is very good. I'm throwing everything dust in the next plot. The next plot becomes a hub for the insects. Spreads any diseases, virus from the same place. Change the mindset. Now you can impose a fine or 500 rupees like a mass in COVID-19. In government, some like Kerala, other people impose the fine. If you don't do the you don't do the mask, 500 rupees. You put a condition, if somebody urinating, put a condition of 500 rupees. Definitely it will change. It will take time, but it has to be done. It can be implemented. Business avenues. Increase on main roads, toilet conditions, existing to be maintained. Now, at petrol pumps, otherwise no permission. They must, in petrol pump, there must be one general store, one snack center, as a toilet should be there. Otherwise, don't give the permission. Change the minds of the people. Charge rupees 500 per person like COVID-19 from farm associations for social responsibility. Agriculture lands and food crisis. This is another area people can think about. No one wants to be in the fields. No one wants agriculture business, but everyone wants uncontaminated agriculture products and hygienic food. How is it possible? How is it possible now? I have a 10 acres land. I am the city and become old, and my son is working city. I will also to cities. Nobody is going to the situation the country is facing now. All agriculture people are coming to cities. Nobody's doing. Now all main roads are being converted to flat system. 1 acre of a land will give the food for 10,000 people in a year. But 1 acre of land will give 20 flats. Do you want a flats? Do you want a food? Farmers are wanting the agriculture because non-profitable. Not getting initial investment. I did it. I spent nearly 25 lakhs on my farmers. I didn't get a single pie. And I wanted to go to the medicinal plant. I'm completely lost. And people are committing suicides. Why? Shortage of labor is another problem. Now, in India has to think about the agriculture tools. New technical tools has to be processed now. High cost of fertilizers and seeds. Water crisis also there. Shifting to cities for employment, better facilities. This is the main reason people are not going for the agriculture business. And another area is that we have nuclear families, 1 or 2 kids. And we are dependent on the children at old age. Selling the lands to higher rates, real estate business. If it continues, India may have to import the raw materials from foreign countries. It's a huge loss. Now, another area is that if something happens, government should able to produce, should able to manufacture the raw materials actually. Government should possess some fixed land for agriculture purpose only. And any circumstance, that land should not be constructed for the temples or houses, anything. The land should be fixed only for agriculture purpose. At least 10% or minimum of 1,000 acres of land every village. Not religious places, temples, churches on that land. Not for parks and gardens. Give it to private parties for cultivation. Produce raw materials, vegetables, fruits. In any crisis like COVID or anything, the government may recruit the laborers as a permanent staff members for the cultivation of lands, for producing the food grains and vegetables. You must have seen the Chennai, what happened 2 3 years back. And people have money, but whole Chennai is flooded. Where to go? I can't show 100 rupees. I need a food. So this is the areas we have to think about. This is another area which I want to concentrate. I want to highlight this one. And my idea is that this I'm giving propagating to number of places. Maintains the old houses, shops and empty plots. I want my cities very good. Who will make it? I have to make myself. A cultured family is known by the behavior, by the purity and orderliness of one's own house. The impression of a colony or a city is known by well-designed houses, planning and cleanness of roads. The neatness, the moral accountability of the residents and local municipal authorities. Now, in the roads, there are old houses, unused shops, sick industries, cars, ugliness, garbage, centers. Who will take the responsibility for this? Why can't the government impose fine? I'm an old man. I don't have money. Give us some loan. Bank can give loan to me at nominal rate. I construct it. I repay it. If all houses are very good, and automatically street will be beautified. If exist, people should inform the municipality. I should say that my house, my next neighbor is with a old condition. It's like a pit. It's like a dustbin they are using. I should inform the municipality. Municipality should impose a fine on them. Naturally, they'll buy it. People are buying the plots. Nobody's constructing at all. The plots have become the dustbin centers. Owners must repair. Otherwise, impose 5,000 rupees per month. Definitely, all the owners they'll construct the borders. Provide a bank loans for them. Clean cities, choice for domestic and foreign investors. Free from insects, dust, healthy, and no hospitals. Save the money. So if you start doing like this, the cities automatically beautified. And cities are beautified, automatically investors will come from foreign countries. Now, beautification of rural and urban areas, business avenues. Cleanliness determines beauty, attract the tourists and investors. India is a natural sightseeing places, and we have a beautiful waterfalls, natural waterfalls. We have it, natural scenes. We have it. Are we doing properly for the tourist? It's a very bad condition, sir. If you go to Gulf areas, there are no natural series, there are natural what you call places, but still they are maintaining it. Whole Dubai, Muscat, and Qatar, desert areas, they're beautiful. How? Artificially, they're beautifying it. But whereas we're neglecting natural things. Temples are very rich in culture. Unique place in the world. People are coming to India not to see the buildings. People are coming to India to see your culture, to see your temples, our livelihood, the relation with the husband and wife. That's what they're learning from us. We know the figure. Every year, 10.56 million per year visit in India. This can be increased further provided we have the beautiful beautification places. And display on the roadside. No, people, government says that we don't have business, we don't have money. Why can't you do it that one? Keep a beautiful posters on the main roads of Vedic literature, scientist photos, Tagore and C.V. Raman photos. Once you enter the city, the children gets modified that. The mindset will change it, looking at the photographs. Freedom fighter photographs, social reformers, artists, advertisement. Automatically give the advertisement for the business. 1 kilometer for give the public parties, they maintain it automatically. Lease it to private parties at stretch of 5 to 6 kilometers. Develop campus beautification clubs. Nurture children from schools. City will be neat and clean. Business develops. Foreigners invest in the country. Foreign tourists will increase. Now, this is another area, sir. And sometimes I'll feel very bad to say, but my mind says that, Pramod, you can go ahead. Even I inform the students also. These are the areas. History says that COVID-19 originated from the West market. That's what literature says. That's what people say. All types of animal, meat, bats, snakes, coverts, goats, hens are there. The small insects now, we throw it. Look at the marketplaces. They are stored in racks and hygienic rooms. High possibility of germs is possible. Insects, bacteria, infection spread. And animal to animal, the virus will go from animal to animal. Called a genetic virus. Animal to humans is coming. That's what people say that one. Look at the photograph kept it. Can't they expect what you call unhygienic conditions here? How many insects are there? Are we bothering? What if the disease meat has? Do we know? We don't know. History says epidemic disease such as Ebola virus, chikungunya virus, Zika virus, plague, H1V1, swine flu, coronavirus. All these activities, all these viruses are developed in slaughter center. This is a well-established literature. And merciless activities of killing animals, consumption of animal meat, beef, pork, and chicken. Claimed millions of deaths of innocent people during any outbreak of virus. I am innocent, but I'm vegetarian. Because of the neighbors, I am being killed. The death is occurring because of it. It's not my fault. COVID-19 pandemic period, millions of people died in the world. Who are responsible for this? Is it necessary? Can't we survive without meat? Is it necessary to kill the animals? To fill my stomach, I'm killing other animal? To kill other stomach? Is it our duty? Is it our sympathy? Slaughterhouses. These deadly diseases question us. Can't humans survive without the consumption of meat? Can't we monitor these slaughter centers periodically? Where is the investigation? Where is the investigation officers? What if the meat they are selling to innocent people? We don't know. What if the cow or whatever it may be? The birds have the diseases. We don't know. What meat they are selling to innocent people? If butchered, difficult to find out Whatever the disease, the infection the animals had, are they healthy or sick animal? In fact, if any person dies, the dead body will be kept in the graveyard. Whereas what we are doing it, we are bringing the meat, we are frying it, we are keeping the fridge, and we are eating, and your body becomes a your graveyard actually. Now, and need urgently monitor starter centers, accidents and deaths to avoid them. And another area, the leakage of chemicals, electric short circuits, spreading epidemic diseases, need technical skills, no faulty equipment. Most of the industries, every 5, 6 years, we see that. Even you must have seen that Bhopal gas tragedy. And recently happened 2 years back in Vizag. What happened? Is it negligence of the employees or the faulty equipments? We don't know. We start realizing after incident occurs. By that time, people died. If not monitored, cancel the funds of local leaders. The local leaders are also equally responsible. I'm talking in general, not blaming anybody, sir. Because government will use for local MP minimum 15-20 cards as per the rules. If they don't maintain, stop them. Now, another area is that biodiversity, zoo parks and Goshala and business avenues. I was in Ahmedabad, sir. I liked that incident when I want to tell here. I was going to the temple. One person was sitting on the road. He's sitting on the main road. Then he was distributing something. And biscuits are distributing. I asked him, what are you doing? I'm giving a biscuit to the ants. And I was shocked to see this one. That much attachment. Because everybody is living on the earth for the food purpose. We are living for food purpose. We are striving only for food, stomach purpose. Even animals, ants also striving for looking for the food. This man was sudden. Not only he brought all his children also. They're supplying the biscuits to the ants. Look at their behavior, the nature. Biodiversity and zoo parks, the conservation of animals and species, of plants, microorganisms play a crucial role. They produce water resources, soil formation, nutrition storage, climate stability. Balanced ecosystem is required. Crops, educational programs, cow products, cure diseases, yagnas, remove infection from the environment. So the biodiversity equally responsible. I was talking to some government officers, try to conduct the biodiversity parks at every 5 kilometers. Why can't we do it, sir? Animals are available. We must have seen on the roads, number of cows are moving, number of goats are on the main roads. Who are responsible for this? They're coming out because there's no shelter for them. You give a proper compound, give a food to them, they'll happily stay. They don't come on the main roads. You're going 100-speed road, 100-speed vehicle, and accidents are taking place. Who are responsible for this? And if the biodiversity parks are placed, people will go. What is the wastage food? They supply them. Automatically, conservation of food also. The food which is not used, you can put animals, they will enjoy. Apart from that, the children will get habit of affection toward animals. That's the most important. Who will look after animals? We are highly intelligent people. We have to look after animals. And outsourcing. If government cannot outsource, give it. Local people and investors provide eatables. Local people and visitors provide eatables. Develop moral and ethical values. So they are also equally responsible because every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. We are fortunately, we also come from that. We are highly fortunate that we are becoming the humans. It's our duty to protect them. Otherwise, as per the karma, we may be born in the animal form. Now, COVID-19 enlightened ancient Hindu culture and traditions and business avenues. India is the resource of spirituality, strong traditions of culture, framed accurately. Our spirituality, our scriptures are framed accurately. You can't find out any mistake from them. Every activity is very thin. Even diverse, we don't have a concept of diverse in Hinduism. There is no function of the diversity. All functions of that diversity, for diverse, there is no function. So what I'm trying to say that every activity, everything as maintained accurately framed for the benefit of the people. But we are forgetting. COVID-19 has enlightened us. We're talking about the distance, social distance, cleaning that. Arey to 10 saal se pada hua hai. Hazaron saal se we're talking about clean the hands, use the water in front of the house, clean hands. But are we following? No. Welfare of all living sources and society, clean the environment, curb infections. Every limit is a unique, equal rights to exist. People respect and worship, and soul and super soul in every living entity. We should understand. Sattvic nature food. Bhagavad Gita says that in 13th chapter, there are 3 things. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Every activity is three things. Even morning timing also. Up to 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, mode of goodness. After that, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Even body is also divided into this. So sattvic nature people will be encouraged, will go to spiritual level. And namaste, cleanness, namaste concept. We have thousand generations we talking about namaste and cleanness and tulsi plants. Most important, people say that everybody must grow tulsi plant. This is our culture. Are we growing now? Tulsi will remove the virus. Tulsi will not allow anything out to bring. And using cow dung, urine, no, we do not know what to import the cow using cow dung and urine. This is the only cow dung which is used for the all spiritual activities. No dung, no animal, no other animal dung we can use it. Why? It has a spiritually highly importance. We are unable to understand the mechanism, the chemical properties of cow dung. Cow urine we use for the spiritual purpose. We are neglecting them. When some people have come to America and doctor said that you cannot be cured because what the cancer. But the man spent 3 days or 1 month in the Gujarat area, whole cancer has been removed completely because the urine, the cow dung, he was working in that area, that's all, and is active. And yoga, yagnas, and another area, cremation grounds. And I'm talking about the cremation grounds, another area in our India, sir. Because a person staying with us more than 70 years, my father and mother, and they spend, and we are giving the soul a bad shape. We spend a lot of money on birthdays. Why can't you cremate a dead body in a proper condition place? Cremation grounds will give a good employment. You can see that every day minimum 10 to 15 members are dying in villages also. That can be used as big business. And it's our duty to send the soul properly to the higher levels by performing so all activities. We perform mantras and everything, but a bad shape. Who are responsible for all these things? It's not the local leaders, it's not we. Cremation ground should also be maintained properly. Yeah. Conclusion for a green planet and business avenues. If any action activity goes against the nature, animals, they follow, and one day they take retaliation as per the law of karma. Then in one of the ISKCON, they wrote it, if you eat a meat, that animal of the meat will eat you. And that's one of the reasons I feel, I don't know, people may not agree. Nowadays must have seen that good people are less born actually. There is an article which I've seen that the good people are decreasing day by day. Why? What's the reason? The birth rate, good people birth rate is decreasing because we are doing so much on bad activities. Law of karma is taking place. Live and work with the nature. Stop killing animals. Follow ancient and Vedic culture. Develop biodiversity. Animal parks. Make hygienic places. Cremation grounds. Offices. Marketplaces. Slaughter centers should be controlled. In order to survive, we should survive properly, and it's my responsibility for my younger generation to survive on the earth. Follow the basic objects in modern style. Okay, you may not like the spiritual activity. Follow spiritual activity with the modern style, you can do it. And that clean the environment and beautify the areas that generate employment and becomes green planet. These are the references I have in my talk, sir. And dedication and devotion are required to be a successful person. And Bhagavad Gita says that you require dedication. For any activity, you have to put 100% efforts nowadays. You take any business, you take any activity, you have to put dedication 100%, then you will be successful. Superficial work and research is not useful nowadays. You have to minutely, microscopically analyze the things. Apart from that, you require devotion also. If the bhakti is not there, you cannot be successful. So dedication and devotion are required to be a successful person. Thank you, sir. Thank you, professors, for giving me opportunity to explain all these things. Whatever I wanted to explain to you, this is my habit, and I go to different places and different schools and colleges I propagating. Thank you, sir. Any questions? I'm open for discussions.
Thank you very much, sir, for your talk and for your concern. Well, what I could see in your lecture is a quality oriented, you have a concern for quality oriented human infrastructure development, and that would be, say, generating a lot of business avenues. Maybe we talk of bioparks or good infrastructure in terms of good railways, railway stations, or public places, or libraries, or even crematory grounds, as you pointed
Yes.
out very nicely. Nice thing that you have pointed out. We are saying goodbye to our elders and cremating in a place where is in a very bad shape. Okay, so these are the things. These are the areas where you really focus on improving the human quality, um, uh, and for that you want a proper, a qualitative human infrastructure development, and it's a good thing that you have seen. And well, we have it as professors to interact with you and raise questions on what you have talked. Well, um, let us move to Professor Ranjit Ghosh, sir, for his observations and questions. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Well, Professor Ghosh. Well, I don't see Professor Ghosh. Um, Srinivasan, sir. Well, Krishnamurti, sir. Well, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for the opportunity that you've given me to speak something about the beautiful presentation given by Dr. Pramod. But in my perception, I feel and I realize that it is more of accusative nature than finding a remedy for that, because he was just highlighting about all the maladies that are persisting in our country. Number one, it is not due to the citizens. First, he must understand that we have around 130 crores of people living in multi-pluralistic society. So, I would say that more of the problems can be solved if I am able to sleep well every day. But that is not happening. Why? Because of malgovernance. You know, right from Shaheen Bagh, you remember 2.5 years back, the Muslim women, they fought for their rights, CAA. There was absolutely pandemonium and unrest in the country. And secondly, overnight demonetization. And thirdly, the COVID-19 played a havoc, and these people were asked to bell and hit that, something like a plate to, I mean, ward off this disease. How is it possible? Is it philosophically speaking? Is it right? It is not so. So it is very easy to, highlight all these problems, but it is pretty difficult to, implement all these things. My basic apprehension is that the we don't have social harmony. Instead, we have disharmonious way of things happening in the country. One due to poverty, and the second point is due to lack of education. The third point is hunger, and the fourth point is the terrorism and also unrest in the society. But absolutely, there is no coordination between the states and the center, because the states in which the ruling party is ruling, they have amicable relationship. But the states in which the other parties are ruling, they are in dichotomy with all the other states. So this kind of thing, first of all, has to be eliminated. And everything you say, I'm an Indian, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, everybody is an Indian. That should be the attitude of the government, but that is not happening. And secondly, during COVID-19, these business avenue promotions and other things which the professor has highlighted, I am really sorry to say that while the privatized doctors, hospitals, blood banks, and the laboratories and the CT scan center, they minted huge money from and overtaxed the poor people. And in fact, my own brother has to pay around 10 lakhs for treatment of COVID-19. Can you just imagine on earth? it is happening in India. And there are about some thousands of and unemployed people who were forced to walk in the roads. These are things which should not happen normally in the democratic society. But if you want to become a Saudi Arabia or Qatar or a Kuwait, it is not by dream. It is not by any effort because it is a small country. Whereas in India, it is a multicultural, multipluralistic, country with a wide, range of problems that has to be solved among the rest of the people. These are the observations that just made, and I would request you to kindly, look upon all these things and give me a suggestion over this. Thank you.
Well, Professor D. Pramod sir, would you like to say something?
Yeah, agree with you, Professor Krishnamurthy sir. It's a wide country for us, lot of population, but we have to change our mindset also equally important. It's a duty of the citizens. We have to change the mindsets. I agree, totally agree. The hospitals were in bad condition and a huge expert. They are taking money from all people, patient. 10 lakhs, a huge amount actually. And during that time, a lot of doctors have also fooled the people. They've taken. This should not happen actually. And as I said, no, government's also equally responsible to maintain them. A lot of people are walking on the roads. The 2 years very bad condition. But overall, I can say that one, it's not an easy task, but the day one has to implement it. We are progressing. We are progressing, slowly progressing. If we had done much better early, we could have done better also. Still, time is there. Our younger generation can take the initiative. But this is essential for the society. Essential for the society. It has to come from the government to impose the fine rules. That's what my botherations are, my observations.
The second question is, uh, I would like to say, kindly, on a small question, it's a small question, sir, please. Is there any relationship between philosophical counseling and psychiatric counseling? Absolutely, there is no, agreement between these two. I would like you to completely, focus on this issue and make a seminar on this so that we can come around and discuss about it and then bring about a solution for your problems. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Agree with you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Srinivasan sir. Well, Ranjit Ghosh sir, and then we'll move to the Ranjit Ghosh sir. Would you like to say something? Well, he's not unmuting. Well, a lot of things have been discussed. Well, one thing I would like to say, over the years, things have been changing. The mindset is changing. We are not the same that we were earlier. A lot of
Totally,
things, bioparks and good infrastructure, maybe in terms of railways, bus stops, things are changing for the good. And even the public has got aware of this, and the governments too are coming up with a lot of activities. Well, we have made a move for
yes.
something which was not there earlier. You mark the difference in the railway stations earlier and now. There's a lot of difference. The cleanliness move has already been there, and things are changing. And hope your problems will be solved over a period of time, and we'll be having a good atmosphere even in our own country. And hope for the best. Thank you very much, sir. Well, Professor Pramod wants to say something. Pramod does, sir.
Yes, sir. Presentation is very clear and lucid, lucid presentation. So actually, I think there is no confusion at all. This presentation is very clear. So now we shall go to the second session.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Das. Well,
Thank you, sir.
I welcome. Thank you, Professor D. Pramod sir, for your lucid presentation. And you have raised beautiful questions, and we have to ponder over those things to make our own country, our own land, a basis for having a greener and greener planet. And that is all we should move for. Thank you. Thank you.